Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is heartbreak the only option? I don't know, is it? I'd like to think you have far more options than you realize, but I mean, yo, let me stop. That's such a crody feeling, you know? Like, I think it's Joy's hair in my mouth. Ew. Okay. Anywho. Let's just go ahead and get started with this. Let's go ahead. Okay, let's pull some cards. I hope heartbreak is not the only option. I hope that you realize, that you recognize how many different options you have in front of you, that there are so many different ways to live one single life, and that the options really are limitless. Okay, les options are limitless. Okay, let's go ahead and at last my love has come along. My lonely days are over. I don't know. I don't know the words. Okay. We're gonna keep it simple today because your girl wanna eat already. I typically don't eat this early, but activations and all gets me real hungry real fast. And we already know that if you have a grumpy Emmy, you have a hungry Emmy, you have a grumpy Emmy. I swear, food is like the way to my heart, my stomach. If you can feed me something that won't kill me and it tastes good, you might not get rid of me. Who knows? Who knows? You might not get rid of me ever. Okay, let me quit messing around. Let's get started. Let's get this party started. Okay. There's something that's been being dealt with for quite some time. I don't know that it pertains to a specific person. This feels like a certain type of cycle or pattern that you've had in your life. Are you done with the patterns and the cycles? You know what I'm saying? Germanica, how are you, boo? I'm saying, how have you been? It's been a while. Not that you're obligated to come, but you definitely are missed when you're not here. See, I tell you guys, I notice when you haven't been around. I notice. I don't say anything, but I notice. And I also notice when you pop up. I'm saying. So, Alchemist, you've been trying to change something, some type of um, cycle or something, and it hasn't been working. And part of the reason it hasn't been working is because this is not something that you can change. I don't know if you know that. Oopsie. Oopsie. This is not something that you can change. This is something that needs to be assessed, learned from, and then you could possibly um, move forward from it, but you're not going to just ignore what the heck you're going through, what you've been going through, because it's been upside down cycles. Hi, Kathy. It's been upside down cycles, and it's definitely been something that it's been hard for you. It's been painful. It's been these types of things that have caused you to really question your worth, really, really just question who you are and what you deserve, it's almost like a really sad feeling. It's almost this sense of, really taking into your core, um, that this is all life is. I'm promising you, this is not all life is. Life is what you make it to be. And it's not this message of, yeah, no, you could totally be ridiculously wealthy and drive that Bugatti. That Bugatti, because that's what, if you manifest that, you can. But why would you even want to waste your time manifesting a car? Why would you want to waste your time on that? My logic is this: I waste my time on nothing that will not grow my peace, that will not expand my awareness of myself and my purpose, that will not help me to better and more completely, more fully submit to the will of my own soul, so that I may be the gift I was designed to be for other people as well as for myself. The things I want to manifest are things that are not just beneficial for myself, but are beneficial for everyone that I know. And it's not this thing of like, I'm on a high horse and I'm better than you. It's this thing of, what will these material things get you? They come out with a new model every year, right? Several times a year, the fashion seasons change. And what you paid 3 grand for, t-shirt you paid for 3 grand, will be outdated in a few months. It will be old. It will be invaluable. Not valuable, not invaluable, not valuable anymore. It's this thing of always keeping you feeling unsettled, feeling destabilized. That's how society functions. That's how it functions. You're always chasing after something. And I think that's where a lot of our heartbreak comes from, this sense that we, as we are right now, are not enough. We have to become something else. We have to be what other people tell us to be. Because if not, then the person that we're in love with, the person that we want to be with, will not like us. We will not be enough. When it's real, it grows with you. When it's real, it grows with you. The heartbreak that you feel is because you hang on to things that don't have the capacity to grow. It's just you dispose of it when you're done with it, like a disposable toy. That's not what you are. You are not something that's disposable. And so long as you stay in an environment that exists in a disposable way, you'll feel like you always have to die every night and create a new version of you in the morning, taking away your opportunity to finally get to know yourself. It took me a very long time to finally allow myself to get to know myself. For much of my life, I've had society trying to convince me that me as I am is not enough. That even if I was enough yesterday, that's gone. But right now I'm not enough, and maybe tomorrow I might be, but who knows, I might fail at that. Like, really look at how society is programming you. Really look at how you are allowing yourself to be programmed. So is this a heartbreak over someone else? That's the question I want to ask. Is this a heartbreak over someone else, or is this you being heartbroken about the ways in which you've allowed other people to hurt you, harm you, have access to you when they had no right to? It'll be okay. You'll get through every season of your life. But as you go through these seasons, it makes it a lot easier if you understand what season you're in, so that you could dress appropriately and have realistic expectations. Because, I mean, really, if you don't know it's summer and you're wearing winter clothes, you're going to be very uncomfortable. And if you don't know it's winter and all you have is a thong bikini, I mean, you're going to lose a couple fingers and toes at the very least. So it would serve you to know, at the very least, know what seasons you're in. Have you set your intentions? Because it's this sense that intentions have not yet been set, and that whatever is happening, it's almost like life is feeling as though you've been placed in the washing machine spin cycle or shoved in the dryer on high heat, and you're kind of just been you've been like tumbled around quite a bit. Maybe you have a lot of insulation because gosh, you've lived an entire life of insulating yourself from the very circumstance that was intended to serve your growth. And you're very insulated. You're basically like a down jacket. And, you can't just stick that in the dryer. You got to put the tennis balls in there with it. You got to put something weighted in there with it. And so not only are you being spun around as you live your life, you're also being consistently smacked around too. Oh, gosh, that's like a tragic analogy for most people. For most people, that's exactly how we're experiencing life. There's a different way to experience life. You know that, right? Even if you don't have money. I've said this so many times, and I will continue to say it for as long as it's true for me. Some of the best parts of my life was when I was homeless and transient. Absolutely. Even if one day I do end up being the richest person to have ever lived, I mean, I don't think it'll ever compare to the beauty and the peace and the freedom of being a transient living in a parking lot. That was a pretty beautiful period. Like, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like, one of my kids just the other day was like, I miss our RV adventures. It was so fun. There are so many different aspects of life that you can experience regardless of what your tax bracket is. Regardless of what your tax bracket is. There was something so beautiful about being in a parking lot and working with a tiny little solar light that gave off enough light to equal half a tea light. A little tea light candle, it gave off half that light. And to be creating things with my hands and my passion in a very dimly lit space, unbothered by the world around me, just surrounded by my family and this peacefulness. Oh my God, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Not knowing what our front yard will look like in the morning, because we've driven and we stopped wherever we felt like stopping for the night, and not knowing where we've parked. And it just so happens when we wake up, it's a beautiful view of the wilderness. I mean, gosh. We get so caught up in what other people tell us a good life should be that it takes away from the good life we're being given in any moment and circumstance we're in. Summer will eventually come. And if you allow yourself, you can and will be surrounded by the sunflowers of your life, of your existence. What are the sunflowers? The sunflowers are the people who can serve as your sunlight when there is no sun that day. The people who help to sustain you, the people who help to lift you up and remind you that whatever you're going through, it's temporary. It is temporary. It's temporary. Yes. And for whoever is thinking that, yeah, that's cute. You lived in an RV and I bet it had slide outs. And actually, no, it was so old that there were no slide outs. The toilet was broken. We had no hot water. We had no fridge and we had no generator. And it leaked from bumper to bumper. It was one of the most beautiful experiences. It was one of the most beautiful experiences. We never got stranded. Our kids are super close with each other because we spent how many years in such a confined space just loving each other and getting to know each other and bonding. It's beautiful. Like I said, it doesn't matter what your budget is. I have a large family. We were surviving off of $500 a month. That's less than $100 per person per month. That includes food and everything. And no, my children never missed any meals. When you have the will to do more than survive, when you have the desire to thrive in whatever environment you're in, I mean, you can. What were your attitudes like during the traveling? The same as they are now. Same attitudes. If you have an issue with someone, you have to communicate that issue. If you don't want to communicate that issue, that's fine. You can have your space. No one gets to bother you as you process your feelings, but you best believe you're not taking that shit out on everyone else. You irritate it, deal with it, or let us know how we can help. You're tired, go ahead and pick a spot to sleep in. You don't want to wake up yet? That's fine. We can drive while you're asleep. You don't want to clean up your mess? Don't make a mess and I won't ask you to clean it up. Keep your stuff where it belongs. You have your own space. I mean, it's just like any other living circumstance, right? It wasn't a punishment. It was a circumstance we were in as a family, and we didn't just make the most of it, we thrived in it, just like we thrive in the environment we're in now. And no matter how large the house we're in, all of my kids will be in the same room by choice. By choice. And when someone's not home, all of us begin to wonder when they'll be home because we miss them. But no, you don't have to stay home. If you have things you need to do, you want to go have some fun outside or whatever, go ahead. But in your absence, we miss you. My kids are untouched by society. They've observed so much of societies. Different regions have different cultures, and they have seen all the different regions possible. I think we just haven't visited north of Connecticut, Connecticut to Maine, and Alaska. Every other state we've gone to, including the countries of Canada and Mexico. My kids don't throw tantrums. They just don't. They don't throw tantrums because we listen to them. And if one of the parents don't understand, either the other parent or the other siblings will speak up and be like, hey, this is the issue that they're struggling with. Yeah. We don't rule with an iron fist. We are a cohesive family unit. Sometimes the less we're equipped with, the more perspective, grounds, and gratitude. Yes, Daria. Oh my God, I wanted to email you. I woke up and my belly had zero ache at all. Like zero. My stomach hasn't felt so youthful in years. Like, it's almost like my belly feels like I don't know. I don't know. Uh, thank you. I just want to say thank you. Um, Daria is one of my students and very gifted. Very, very gifted. Yeah, I woke up so pleasantly surprised, and I didn't wake up in the middle of the night to like roll over and be in pain. um, completely resolved, like wholeheartedly, completely resolved. Ah, I love it. All right, remembrance. Allowing yourself to remember the places that you've been, the places that you're going to. Really just letting yourself live as completely as you are capable of, right? For many of us, we don't think we're capable of really truly being present and really truly living, and that hurts our heart. Um, Otaku says, I watched a video a few days ago. Um, Hold on, sorry, it scrolled up. His name was Kyle Cease. He had mentioned about being heartbroken. What he said was, it's not that they broke your heart. No, they broke your expectations. Absolutely. Your expectations have been programmed by the environment you exist in. Your expectations are programmed by the environment you exist in. And when your environment teaches you to expect things that are not in alignment with the reality of who you are and what you deserve, the reality of what your soul's purpose is in this life, then yes, you will be heartbroken. For example, how many of us have identified someone as a twin flame? And it is our expectation because of the environment that we exist in that this person is to adore and worship us for the rest of our days. I mean, how's that working out? Serious question. I came across someone's profile last night. I was on TikTok, and I believe their screen name, their profile name is the Twin Flame Survivor. I was like, dagger to the chest. Oh, I was like, damn, if that ain't something. And then they were talking about, it was a woman, and she's talking about something about narcissists and empaths and the relationship and all of that good stuff. And I was like, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense that that's your screen name and you're producing this type of content, which the thing she was saying I was absolutely resonating with. Like, yeah, no, it's true. And I didn't think it was a coincidence. I don't think she was trying to be funny with that name either. She's a twin flame survivor. Because guess what? The spiritual environments we exist within tell us that we need to allow ourselves to be accessed by hurtful, harmful people because we've given them this title, which gives them a free pass to do whatever the hell they want to us. Yeah. My stalker, the one in Switzerland, the crazy one, the like seriously legit mental illness, wants to kill me and drink my blood. Um, what ended up happening there was that somehow he convinced himself that I'm his twin flame and that I belong to him. I mean, ignore the fact that I've been with my husband over 20 years, that I belong to him, and he's just being gracious about allowing me to remain married, but that eventually I will realize the error of my decisions and run away with him. The insanity. Because I will never agree, because I don't resonate with that, and because you're fucking crazy. You're literally crazy and disgusting. Yeah, then came the death threats. Yeah, no. I don't play with that. I do remember there was some email that was in the process of forwarding things to the attorneys. And there was one like, oh, I hope you understand, paraphrasing. I hope you understand my bad behavior was simply because of my disappointment in what should have been. Bitch, you're nasty. You are. You're nasty. You're sick. You're seriously sick. You're sick. You hurt yourself. Cause let me tell y'all, I don't be playing with people publicly, privately. Like, no, everybody knows I'm married. You want to start be flirty, flirty? No, ugh, no longer responding to your ass. No longer taking sessions. So we end up hurting our own feelings based on the expectations we set. And most of the time, for most people, our expectations are not in alignment with the reality of who we are and what life we're supposed to be living. See, in my mind, I'm like 5'9", 5'10". Oh, shit. Okay. Let me. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's true. It's true. So I used to be a photographer and I used to work with models that height. And tell me why we wear the same size shoe. And so ever since then, I'm not even joking, ever since then, and it's been since early 2000s. So it's like oh my god. It's been over 20 years at this point, okay? I really just feel deep in my heart that that was the height that I was supposed to be, but I had my growth stunted somehow from stress or something. I don't know. Maybe I was malnourished. Maybe that's it because I have gut issues. I mean, maybe. But in my mind, I will at some point be like 5'9" or 5'10". Nothing over 5'11", just because that will start to be really hard to find clothes in stores. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, is that I will never be 5'9". Not even halfway there. Not even halfway there. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's fine. But it's not fine, but it's fine. So the reality of who I am and what I can do at my height, it will never be as a 5'9" person. It won't. But I filled up nicely. I fit in small spaces. Okay. I'm quickly approaching an ability to fit children's clothes again. So that will be much cheaper. I'm just saying, okay, I need to remind myself of the perks of being the size that I am. Like, I got this from the children's section. My pajama pants right now are from the children's section. I don't even need stools. I've learned how to climb things. I can climb. If you think you can be disrespectful to me just because you like 6'6", mofo, I can climb you. Quickly too. I can climb you. um, it's just our expectations need to really be aligned with the reality of us. I had a friend um, in middle school who was 5'5". This is really bugging me. Like, how can I fix this? I don't like that it's bumped up like that. I had a friend in high school who was like 5'5", and she went to Barbizon. She went to Barbizon. I'm sorry, I just remembered something. So she went to Barbizon because she was going to be a model because they thought she was going to be like super tall and stuff, which I thought it was cool. I really thought it was cool that she went to Barbizon and was like pursuing it in that way. Her expectations were not in alignment with the reality though. Like there was no X factor. Like I look back now, after having worked in the fashion industry, there was no X factor. Yes, she was like super skinny, just naturally. She didn't have an ED or anything like that. She's just naturally super skinny. But she didn't grow any further than 5'5". Yeah, you're super skinny, but you need to be minimum 5'8". Yes, Kate Moss was 5'7", but she had a massive, massive X factor to her that caused her to be sought after in that way. Most runway jobs, you got to be like 5'9", between 5'9", 5'11" ish as a woman. Uh, or you can't be too tall. You can't be shorter than 5'9". You're not going to get the work. So being realistic, and she was definitely realistic. She ended up going into the medical field, which was her passion. It is her passion, and she's very happy in her life. But that's the thing, is that if she wasn't in a realistic space within herself about what is realistic for her, you know, where would she be now? I think she would have developed some very serious body dysmorphia. That's how people develop the struggles that they have with their perception of themselves, because they're trying to be something that they're not intended to be. It's important for us to no longer continue these cycles of hurting ourselves. We have to allow our purpose to fulfill itself. We have to allow ourselves to be very, very aware of what it is um, we're here to do. It's important. This is driving me nuts. Oh my God. What can I do? This is driving me nuts like a motherfucker. I swear to God. Okay. There we go. Okay. Leave it. It's good. Fire and passion, but it's in reverse. So this is telling me that's worse. Oh my God. Maybe if I go like this, sideways. I can't function like this. Hold on, guys. I cannot function like this. I can't. I can't do it because I'm going to be staring at it the whole time. I'm going to be staring the whole time. Let me just fix it. So, our passion is in reverse, right? It's upside down, and that's causing us to have a very distorted view of what we're here to do. A very, very distorted idea of who we are, what we're here for, what we should tolerate from other people. Mm-mm. I've noticed that when I am heavily tolerant, people have a tendency to get too comfortable and act a fool, and I'm all about efficiency. So at this point, my level of tolerance has greatly diminished. Not because I'm an intolerant person, but because I've had it. I'm serious. I've had it. I've had it. I want to be a nice person to everyone, but if you're going to act a fool, you're going to be put back in your place, and I'm going to carry forward. And maybe you need to get to that space, join me there, where it's like, don't waste your time on the things that hurt you for no reason. Don't waste the time on the things that are not aligned with your needs, with who you are, with the type of life and interaction you're seeking with others. Maybe cultivating the ideas of what you expect, like a healthy expectation, is not a bad thing. It has to be realistic and it has to be healthy. For example, I expect people to be respectful to me. If I'm acting a fool, then I guess it's a free for all. But if I'm behaving myself and staying in my lane, I do have an expectation that you will treat me with a level of consideration and respect that is reasonable. And the moment you start acting outside of that space is a moment I can decide, am I going to mirror that? Am I going to leave that behind? What exactly do I need to do with this? Right? Knowing I have the power to decide these things. So that's the thing, is that you have the power. If you're not focused, you won't realize how many choices you actually have. I think that's a lot of what's happening. A lot. There is someone who's in denial because they don't understand that they have the ability to be successful in what they're setting out to do. So now I'm suddenly getting like this secondary message of someone is definitely making you a focus, a goal. I hope it's not someone like parasitic, because that's nasty. Ugh. Oh my. It's someone parasitic. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Demons also love me. Oh, yes, they do. Demons fall in love with me. Uh, I just draw like dark people, like malignant people. I'm not claiming this reading. There is someone that is in the shadows. And I'm assuming you're the bunny. And this is someone who is waiting for you to run down that path, right? They're waiting for you to run down that path. I don't know. Maybe they're thinking of scooping you up. Let me just Louise, Louise, Miss El Sexy. Can you just pick me up if we go somewhere? Because I'm fucking bothered too. I'm bothered. She's like, me too. I'm fucking bothered. Can we just carpool the fuck out of here? Please. Anyone else? Anyone else want to jump in? You want to carpool the fuck out of here? Who the fuck else is bothered? If I rule the world, I free all my sons. I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls. If I rule the world, we'll dump all the demons into the sun. Burn their asses up. Oh my God. The reason I'm just trying to fucking find something to laugh about is because this typically signifies someone fucking parasitic, stuck to your back like a barnacle, like a fucking barnacle, a barnacle with tentacles. Ugh. If you're bothered by like demonic people, can you just hashtag bothered? Thank you, Rainbow Flames. Hashtag bothered. There, just put it on the screen. Have you been bothered by the behaviors of others? Hashtag bothered. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what kind of energetic work can I do for this? Because I'm bothered too. I could totally just choose to go back to my place of peace. Look at this. They're very upside down in their perception. You know, they're upside down in their perception. They think that they can just attach to you like that. They're waiting for you to go down your path so that they can go ahead and like further attach to you. No, 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 bad. Oh my God. Let me stop. Let me stop. Okay. This is what you're dealing with. That's what you're dealing with for some of you. Okay. Yeah, you're not attracted, but it's almost like they take pleasure in your lack of attraction. They're like, "Oh, you're playing hard to get." No, I really don't want you. I really don't want you. That's the thing. You know, like I don't want you. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Revenge is let me not. Okay, Tupac. Calm down, Pac. We don't really want to hurt people. Louise, you okay? I feel the aggression. You okay? Like we're joking and everything, but let a girl know if you're okay. Resistance. So two messages for this, right? It's this thing of like you really have like sometimes when I get really mad at my husband, um, he will try and be cute and he'll try and hold my hand. I'm like, and I just hold it tight, and he's like, and I don't have a strong grip. You know what I mean? Like I just don't have a strong grip. So eventually he's able to pry my hand open. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. This will be my downfall. One day I will need the grip strength and it will be life or death. And that will be my demise. But eventually he gets his hand in there and holds my hand, right? And then I'm laughing. We're both laughing at that point because it didn't fucking take much to do it. But I put effort into it. I have the heart. I have the heart. I don't have the hands though. And that's a thing. It's almost like someone is feeling that if they push hard enough, they'll be able to grow in between the fingers like mold, like mildew. That's nasty. That's nasty. you know? So I don't know what you need to do with this. The will. The will, right? The will. Hmm. All right. What is I'm hearing a term, Elizabethan color. Is that? Oh, spiritual meaning of an Elizabethan color. Let's see. That's a bog cone. Um oh shit. The collar and the Elizabethan ruffle are all symbols of beheading. What the fuck? That fuck with my head so bad just now. So someone has absolutely lost their head over you. This is not cute shit. Is heartbreak the only option for that person? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God. You need to take some type of action. You need to take some type of action. This person is upside down in their hunger. They're upside down in their hunger. They're howling at the moon. What does it mean? Howling at the moon. Let's see. At the moon. After this type of reading, my husband needs to take me somewhere. I don't know where, but there needs to be food involved. I need to eat my feelings. Let's see. Oh, it represents making your appearance known and to set boundaries. Okay. Okay. I got it. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Oh my God. And it's the wolf moon. The spiritual meaning behind January's wolf moon depicts courage and inner strength to make tough decisions. It represents new beginnings and the conquering of light over darkness as the days grow longer. It's a reminder that you always instinctively know what you need in order to feel safe, secure, and comfortable. There's no need to be afraid. Okay. Honey, you're taking me to the shooting range. Load up the mags. You're taking me to the shooting range. That's where you're taking me. Mm-hmm. You're taking me to the shooting range. So, this is intense stuff. This is intense. It's like this person is just waiting for you to blindly accept, to be worn down to the degree that you blindly accept whatever foolery. No. Louise, fire up the bike. I'll be clinging behind you. I mean, do you have a sidecar? Is there an option to affix like a little side buggy? I could ride there because Joy's coming with us. Joy's coming with us, and I mean, hurry, please come pick me up. Do I need to bring my own helmet, or you got one for me? I would like one with a full face covered because if we down, I would like this protected. Ooh, 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 God, God. If I should stay, I would only be in your way. This is someone who's like, and I will always love you. I will always love you. As horrible as I could possibly sing. Bitch, we don't care who you love. We don't care who you love. You nasty. Anywho, they're thinking this is part of their sacred journey. And it's almost like they have gratitude for the ways in which you are punishing them. Like they really have it in their head that you are playing hard to get. This is just like bullshit, is what it is. It's just bullshit. You know, this is just so much bullshit that, I mean, I don't want to fucking touch these cards. For all I know, while I was peacefully sleeping last night, fucking demon licked all my cards. So we are putting on some protection. Saying, all I know, something touched my shit while I was sleeping. Whew. This, what are you going to do about this? Are you going to just allow this to continue? Because, I mean, really, I really don't want to touch these cards. These cards be needing a full-on exorcism. Just saying. I'm ready. All right, so this is someone who doesn't have the capacity to shine. What that is telling me is that this is organic portal type stuff. Organic portal type stuff. That means they are a demon Uber. This is someone very, very upside down in their perception. Crazy. I know, don't tell me this, like, oh, Emmy, you can't just call someone crazy because you don't understand them. No, I'm calling them crazy because I understand what this is. This is legit mental illness. Mental illness that is allowing for the hijacking, biohacking of your cabeza by demonic shit. This is not good, y'all. Do not fall into this unconditional love trap. Don't do it. 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 I'm telling y'all, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't fall into that really disgusting martyrdom teaching of, if you're spiritual, then you have to put yourself in their shoes and let yourself realize that they've been through something that caused them to be this way. You're like, you have to understand they have a story too. Like, what hurt them to make them this way? I don't care. I don't care. If you want to do that whole what hurt them, then you want me to do that? You're going to have to pay for me to go ahead and earn a psychology degree with a heavy emphasis on demonology. No. Do not force yourself into this space of thinking you're going to be the one to save them, to understand them, to help them to understand themselves. Organic portals cannot ascend. They cannot ascend. They cannot reach higher levels of consciousness, expansion of awareness, none of that. They hear spiritual things, they hear concepts that seem advanced, and they cling to that. They cling to that. They cling to that. I'm not joking at all. They cling to that and they make that their entire existence, and they try their best to find more information so they can, continue to expand on the bullshit they spew. Organic portals. You're dealing with an organic portal. They're trying to manipulate you with this whole, like, you're just going to let me have a broken heart? You're just going to leave me like this? Fucking email Jesus, okay? Email Jesus and all the heavenly hosts and file a complaint. I don't give a shit. File a complaint with Jesus. Because I tell you, Yeshua's going to be like, bitch, what you say about my girl? Okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all are creating dynamic wrinkles on my face. Okay. Just put your mask back on, girl. Put your kawaii mask back on. Hi, guys. How are you today? I'm going to just, tense my forehead in such a way that really, you're right. Okay. So we tighten these muscles and tighten those muscles. And if you look, it's smoothed out, right? Right. This is the face we're going to keep for the rest of the reading. So, this is an earthly matter that does not involve you sacrificing yourself if you don't want to sacrifice yourself, right? Right. So, this is someone, worlds within worlds, right? They definitely want to make you part of their internal chaos and disgustingness. Don't believe it, okay? Don't believe it. When they've shown you their ugliest aspects, they've shown you the reality of who they are. Believe it the first time. I had someone that I knew that was always so super de-duper pleasant and super de-duper, just very prim, very proper. Again, very pleasant to interact with. And I really enjoyed the interactions. And then they got possessed by something. And then they messaged me, and their hatred and hatefulness and judgmental nature was not directed at me. It was directed at several other people. And I saw what I needed to see, because guess what? Demons cannot create new circumstance to exist within the person's character. Demons can amplify behaviors that are already existed. So what's that telling me is that you a fucking bitch at the core. That's what that told me. And I was like, gotcha. I believe you. I'm not even going to ask anything. I'm just going to be like, I believe you. And I will now excuse myself. Thank you. I'm telling y'all, I don't want to touch my cards because I feel like they're tainted. I don't feel like my cards are tainted in that way. I feel like the cards are expressing a message of tainted energy. I don't feel like it's infused into my cards. I feel like there's bullshit afoot and it's attempting to access. We need some insulation. Okay. I'm insulating myself from the bullshit. So, choices. I've made my choice to insulate myself and not allow access. I would highly recommend you do the same. Highly recommend it. Okay. You don't need to have patience for this type of circumstance. No. You need to take action after you've considered all the different factors. You're dealing with an organic portal, and organic portals are like, in the world of spirits and souls and stuff, they are mentally impaired because they're not there. They don't have the capacity. It's almost like, and I'm not trying to be funny. This is the most appropriate word that would clearly communicate in the world or in the realm of consciousness development organic portals are people who have consciousness retardation. Like, I mean, you can't punish someone for having mental retardation. That's a medical condition, right? But if you can't handle dealing with the day to day needs, you're going to need to back the fuck up. You can't be engaging in that. Because when it comes to the topic of mental retardation, you cannot be taking out your frustration on someone who is already at a very vulnerable existence. Like, no, that's not okay. That is not okay. When it comes to organic portals and their consciousness retardation, that can really open you up to a lot of parasitic influence, meaning they are being inhabited by the parasite. Like, in just to kind of round out what I was saying, when it comes to mental retardation as a medical condition, they have a tendency, people who have mental retardation have a tendency to be not breachable by parasites. Um, Whatever the reasoning their soul had to have that type of human experience, that person is very, very heavily protected. And, demonic things usually are not allowed to enter people with mental retardation. So that's kind of like a saving grace, right? They at least don't have to worry about that. But when it comes to the organic portals, I call them demon whores, because their vessel gets poured out to any demon that is wanting any. And it's not even like a high price that's paid. It's like they're just open vessels for demonic things to enter. This is beyond someone just being a stalker. This has to do with demonic attempts to access you. You got to not allow this. Okay? And the reason I made that analogy for mental retardation and spiritual retardation, or not, consciousness retardation, is that because of certain factors, people with mental retardation cannot go beyond whatever limitations their condition has set for them. They just can't. It's not something you hold against them. Just like with organic portals, they can't go beyond the limitations their condition, their existence has set for them. You don't have to hold it against them and take it personally, but you have to not participate in that if you don't want to be accessed by parasitic things pertaining to organic portals. The humans who have the mental limitations, again, they have a tendency to be very heavily protected. It's everything else around them that would be heavily attacked, but not them directly. Yeah, Lisa says, can I just say my relative is an organic portal, and it's pretty spot on how you're describing it. And I think I know more than one organic portal. There's speculation that 70% of the human populace is organic portal. you know, like 70%. So that's a lot of people. You notice there's an uptick in narcissism. A lot of organic portals have varying degrees of narcissistic tendencies. Why do you think narcissists are so drawn to the empath? Aside from the fact that empathic people, especially empaths with ADHD who tend to overshare, they make easier targets, right? That's how the narcissist sees it. They make easier targets. Um, a lot of narcissistic people are actually organic portals. Now, I won't say all narcissists, and I won't say all organic portals are narcissists. I will say that all organic portals function to varying degrees of narcissistic tendencies. All, but not all narcissists are organic portals. Okay, some people it's a mental condition that occurred because of things in childhood. So you're not going to transform this. Transformation in reverse. You're not going to transform this person. This is, yeah, I would not be surprised if this is someone who is using the whole twin flame thing as an excuse. I would not be surprised if this is someone who is using the whole concept of twin flames as their reasoning, their justification. Be ready to be emotionally manipulated by this person. So, one of the things that I sometimes do when someone is attempting to emotionally manipulate me, I will look them in the eyes and I will play stupid and be like, "Are you trying to emotionally manipulate me? Are you serious? You're trying to emotionally manipulate me?" And of course, they're going to deny it. They're going to be like, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, you are. Oh my God. You think you can emotionally manipulate me? Oh my God. You're so dumb." Yeah. I've been known to do that. I've also been known to be so livid at the attempt to emotionally manipulate me that it becomes clear to the manipulator that I'm about to wild the fuck out on you. I'm about to wild the fuck out on you. You really should leave me alone. Right? So, what are you going to do with all of this information? These cards need to be consecrated. I'm going to burn some smudge and these cards are going to be cleansed because the energy of this is disgusting. Not even joking. Not even joking. I don't even know if I want to get a final card. Let's get a Kali card. Okay. Here goes. I knew that was so manipulative when the title was said to me this morning. I was just like, that sounds so manipulative. Is heartbreak the only option? Isn't there something else I can do to prove to you that we belong together? Yeah, you can get the fuck out of here is what you could do. That's what you could do. You could go ahead and get a baptism. I don't know. Do something. Go get an extraction or something. I don't know. This nasty energy. Nasty, nasty energy. This has nothing to do with true twins. Nothing to do with true twin flames. Bhuvaneswari. 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 I don't know, but she's cute. She is. Look at her. She's adorable. Our cosmic mother is a light bringer, the sun and the moon, the light of renewal and healing. She is a divine voice, the sound of creation, the sublime note that births the golden era. Hers is the capacity to create a clean slate and a fresh start. She is hope and she is arising. She protects and preserves that which is worthy of the heart. She shines in perpetual state of divine beauty and radiance, reigniting our creative fires and attracting to us the most supportive and honoring circumstances. Her presence signifies utmost grace. Grace is not enablement. Grace is not you allowing someone to be horrendous. Beautiful Bhuvasvari, Bhuvansari. Beautiful beautiful Bhuvansari, fourth of the Mahadvya, wisdom goddesses. Fourth of the goddesses is colored like the rising sun with a crescent moon at her brow. She is the goddess of abundance and the kind priestess that provides the pathway to healing and fulfillment. She's a quality of preservation and sustaining nourishment. When we have fought hard to accomplish something worthwhile and honoring of the soul, she provides the means to protect it so it may endure. This may relate to the state of a being, a project with heart, or a relationship karmically destined to unite and empower certain souls for the spiritual benefit of the collective. Her presence particularly relates to the divine beautification of the physical world, the bringing of heaven to earth. The name Bhuvansari means sovereign queen of the world, from Bhuvana, which means the earth, our world, and Isvari, which means female ruler. If there is a situation in your physical life that has ugliness and discord at its heart, the appearance of Bhuvansari signifies that it shall be healed and realigned through her grace. So, whatever this is going to be corrected, right? She's going to correct it because you're going to allow her. And you're no longer going to allow access by parasitic demonic people. Believe in the beautiful possibilities of what you are yet to experience rather than placing your faith in what you have experienced thus far. Her presence in a reading signifies harmony and beauty awakening in your world in a very tangible way. As a creatrix of the forms of all the worlds, including the world of our bodies, she holds special power to work on the physical level to bring healing to our bodies and material life circumstances. As the energy of fulfillment, wellness, and vitality, Bhuvansari is a divine feminine medicine for those who run their energy levels to depletion, hovering somewhere between exhaustion and barely scraping by to meet all demands. She can help us replenish and to learn what it feels like to operate from a place of fullness so that what we give does not deplete but encourages us to open more, to receive more, so it overflows. When such a giving takes place, we are strengthened and uplifted. In a reading, she indicates a shift from poverty consciousness and lack to prosperity consciousness and abundance. Bhuvansari is the primordial creative divine power of sound. She is the goddess Vak, who emanates from Saraswati, the goddess of sound, music, creativity, knowledge, and healing. The oracle indicates the significance of voice, creative power, inner spiritual authority, and sound healing. Sometimes the most healing sounds are you speaking your truth. Let that sink in. Sometimes the most healing sound is you speaking your truth boldly, with courage, conviction, passion. All created phenomena have a sound frequency. It may not be physically audible, but the vibration can be felt at a soul level. If it vibrates higher than we do, it will uplift us. If it vibrates lower, we may feel pulled down or depleted by it unless we can remain peacefully anchored in our true frequency, in which case we tend to influence lower energies and uplift them with our presence. Everything has a frequency, from the people and places we connect with to the energies that permeate and influence the space we live in, the objects with which we surround ourselves. All things have a story to tell. The more sensitive we become, the more we feel and potentially be moved, positively or not, by that story. To surround oneself with that which speaks a story that heals us, that supports and inspires us, can be constructive for our well-being and spiritual progress. In a reading, this card brings your attention to the influences in your life, asking you to note how you feel around certain people or places, and to consider how to protect and uplift your energy. This card's gift of preservation is a counterbalancing power to Kali Ma's destructive energies. With Kali breaking through the false foundations, Bhuvansari can help to rebuild and preserve what is true to the soul. When Bhuvansari arises in a reading, she's asking you to take note of what needs to be preserved, protected, and secured, even during the wilds of Kali Ma's transformational activities in your life. So this is really about recognizing the parts of your life, your existence, that you need to maintain, that you need to protect, that you need to shield from the transformational process that oftentimes is very destructive process. Occasionally, we simply need to place what is precious away from the grasping and greed of unworthy hands. You can genuinely love and wish for the spiritual fulfillment of all hearts while still recognizing the limitations of yourself and others responding appropriately. Bhuvansari helps us to see clearly by increasing the light in our lives. Her presence is also an indication that at some level, you need a completely fresh start. And she will facilitate this inner reset if you're willing to allow it. This will bring your freedom and energy to reach new heights. So sometimes we think that it's this thing of, we have this cup that's full of toxins, and if we dump out the toxins, then we can refill it without washing the cup. But if you're going to continue to replenish yourself without having first completely emptied all the toxins out, you're just giving yourself a diluted version of the toxicity, right? That's what you're giving yourself. So maybe it's time to really allow everything to be emptied out. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to allow that to be the precursor to you being completely refilled. Maybe it's time to even give up the entire cup and get a new cup, a fresh cup, right? Sometimes we tell our kids, because they have a tendency to reuse their cup, because they all have their favorite cups, right? So sometimes they'll dump out all the water. They'll kind of swish fresh water in there, dump that out as well, and just rinse it off. And then they'll refill it with new water. And it's like, bro, it's been a few days. Get a different cup. Get a different cup. Okay. Sometimes that's what we need to do. Sometimes that is what we need to do, is just allow ourselves to really, really assess what we need and what we don't need. Right? So, oh, thank you, Kamaya. Bhuvneshvari. Okay. So, can you tell me what your favorite thing was, or what was the most impactful thing that I said? I mean, what was the most impactful thing that you heard me talking about as I was, kind of summarizing my thoughts on that? So I got to get going, guys. I have to get sessions started. I have a few minutes before I start, and I also have to have a quick breakfast before I go and do that. But think about it. Think about what is some of the impactful insight that you've realized for yourself. Not that I was telling you things. Something that kind of triggered an aha moment for you. And what will you do with that aha moment? Right? Like, what will you do with that? Will you allow yourself to apply what you've learned through your own introspection, apply what you've learned as a solution to what you're struggling through? Because, I mean, do you really need to keep struggling through whatever you're struggling through? Or is it time to very realistically view all of these circumstances and see how you've been fueling it in some way? And that way you can pull back your fuel and use your fuel for your own rise, rather than the perpetuation, the continuous staying in a circle. I was talking to someone yesterday. I don't quite remember who it was anymore, but it was a profound moment of like, the friction is what allows for the movement. When there's no friction, you're basically just spinning your wheels. It's the friction that allows for that forward movement. Friction is a byproduct of the movement. So you're feeling friction in your life. That's an invitation for you to move. In what direction? It's completely up to you. It's totally up to you. So I hope you choose something that moves you into spaces that are much more peaceful for yourself. Okay. You deserve peace. You deserve to tap into greater potentials. So I hope that you choose to tap into even higher potentials than you're accustomed to tapping into, and that brings even more peace for you. Okay. You guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Please, 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 please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.